back on the back. So I just made a quick suspension for the truck, and I connected to a trailer. I needed to make the truck a bit bigger. This is kind of like a different truck, I guess. The engine isn't quite enough for this thing to really get up the hill. It's okay, but I was just trying to test out the suspension that it has. I don't know where this trailer's going. I connected to it, see if I could with the suspension on. So what I need is like rough road. There's not much of it. They come with a spot. Driving and driving and driving and driving. I finally found a little spot. Yeah, and what I did is I made the wheels on the truck wider, as you can see. I made them as wide as they made their wheels on their trailer. So they're one. See where the wheels are? So for sturdiness, it's really, really sturdy. And then the suspension on the truck, it's just, I've got pistons. We got pistons in there. And then they're mounted to pivots. Pivot on the front and a pivot on the back. Yeah, fluid. So I'm just kind of testing out the compression. It seems to be okay picking up the trailer. I don't know how it'll do with water weight. But it definitely makes the ride a lot smoother. It goes over these bumps a lot smoother. Doesn't jar as much. It's just, so the thing about the pistons are the pistons are blue, but when they spawn into the world they expand at once. They're actually 4 blocks tall. So when fitting them onto your vehicle, you have to make sure that you account for that additional 1 block of movement when you're trying to line up your fittings and everything else. So I just had to do some kind of like quote-unquote magic. See the pistons there? They're there, but they don't have blocks on top of them. On the bottom here, they're attached. They kind of look like they're floating, right? The front was okay because of the engine. So I'm going to need to expand the engine a little bit. I had to add the additional axle in there. It just, as you can see, we're a little bit higher out of the ground with the additional axle. Likes it a lot better. Likes the additional axle. This hill here is going to be a test for this truck. Then what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll show the suspension and how I made it and how to fit it into the vehicle. It's cool. I always wanted to, because all the vehicles I have are rigid, right? They don't have any suspension in them. And I wasn't sure if I could get them to work. But if I can pick up this trailer with this vehicle with the suspension, it's compatible with everything else I have. truck just a little bit bigger. Yeah, you see me roll back. Okay, so what I need to do is is there a magnet? I may have deleted those switch controls. Go on. Can I please? Not letting me grab the bag. So what I have to do is this. It's not going to work. Without being able to lock the wheels in the trailer, we're always going to roll backwards down the hill. So that's not going to work. So, see if that gives me a little more power in the wheels. See what that does. We're getting out of that gear. Oh boy. Alright, so let's go back. So now you can see the kind of... So the day cab could do that. And you can say, well, why can the day cab do that, but this truck can't? Well, you got to look at the size difference. With the additional axle, we've increased the size of the vehicle immensely. So we need more power, and we're just not getting enough power out of the engine. That's all it is. So what you need to do is just, at this point, add more cylinders to the engine. So we need to expand that, and I'm pretty sure I have the room to do that. Then we can do that again, and see that I can I'll probably put this away. And that way I can edit this truck here. Right, so the suspension, it's kind of like a rocker arm. Right, this is the front suspension, that's the rear suspension, and then there's just pistons that connect to it. So that's all I wanted to just to show is that. And now what I need to do is, you can see the engine just isn't quite large enough for this vehicle. It needs to be larger. And that could be many things, but my thing is, if I'm going to be extending the front, I may as well take all that. Let's see, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we go 6 and we paste it, all right, and then we merge that to there, and then what we do is we'll take this assembly here and we'll copy it, and we'll leave one space in between, and we'll do that. So I mean, yeah, I can extend the engine and I could always just pull those wheels forward, but now there's going to be more weight on this axle. Wheels are a little different when it comes to tracks. The gain seems to be okay. It's just with wheels, for whatever reason, this is how the game likes to handle wheels. The mechanics of wheels are different. Tracks, there's no compression. It sits right on the track. So, I mean, if you overburden the track, it'll sink into the ground, but it doesn't have a whole effect. Whereas there's rubber on the wheel, and it compresses, it moves around. It's different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just kind of different. So anyways, all right. So we'll do that. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm installing the pistons, and then I'm merging the bottom of the pistons. And then what I have to do is I have to expand this. And then merge that. And now that assembly becomes part of that suspension. Then that, excuse me, sorry, becomes part of the body. And we don't need, I don't need this. Oh, that part of the piston. Oh, that's the front. There we go. There we go. That's what I meant to do. Okay, perfect. And that can just come across like that. What does that look like on the inside? Oh, it comes down in the front, but not on the back. There we go. So that's what it looks like in there. And now what we need to do, we need the drive shaft. We need to extend that, and then we need to look at modular engines. And we need to look at the cylinders. And then we just need to expand the crankshafts. Now, what we'll end up having to do at some point here see. I'll have to put in some more coolant because we're doubling the size of the engine. So the coolant that we have might not be efficient. So we want to do that as well. Then the cylinder here. And then the cylinder here. Right, so if we look at coolant, it's too, let's see, it's too bad because I probably could use, yeah, I could use the existing, okay, so let's see. We need two more basically, right there and there. Out of the engine. Holy moly. Talk about building a heavy duty truck here. And then we need the pumps. Oh no, first we need the radiator. Oh, I see. I just used one. Oh, right. Because this is... How does that work? This is fluid A, fluid B. So you're completing the... Right, and I reversed it. Oh, I see. Okay. In here. Gonna need a lot of coolant in an engine like this. And we'll have to think about our fuel capacity too. I imagine this truck is going to be mighty thirsty once it starts going. Okay, so we've got that. And now what I can do is here, take this and this. And this, and this, and then we can replace this. With, like this. All right, now this thing can pull. Let's see, there we go. Now I have to connect this steering. what's our systems? Systems. There, and then that way if we use it in the desert, it'll stay cool. Should stay nice and cool for us in the desert. Okay, so let's save this as... This will probably pull the tank quite well. I know I have one already set up for pulling the tank. And the tank. Yeah, this one here. It's got the triple axle, but it's not the, it doesn't have the dual steer on it. With the suspension. I don't know, this was only going to be a truck suspension video. No one else to do that, dude. But I couldn't help myself. Ooh, fires up. This one should have a lot more power. Should have a lot more power. Alright. Sounds like it's got more power. Nice. Well, there you have it. A little suspension video. A little building video. The little truck has turned into a... I mean, and so something like this would be like, there's the little truck over there. And let's say you're at the port now, you know, and now you need to deliver the trailer. So that's what a vehicle like this is to deliver the trailer to its destination. As you saw there, it has the ability, should have the ability to climb the hills. I'm going to go back there and make sure it does. The expanded engine should give me the power to tackle these. And as you see, the suspension looks cool. It fits really nice. It works. It's sturdy. It's not flopping around, you know, like no loss of power or anything like that. Yeah, there we have it. The old one. So the old one, it has no suspension, it's rigid. That's just going to be for running trailers in the yard. And then the new one, as you can see, it's taller. It has the suspension in it, and it's for running trailers across the continent. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.